most important thing is to understand how a disability occurs, and this is in the interaction of a person with society. And we have to be aware that disability is not the right way to describe a person. The person has abilities. Different persons have different abilities. For instance, people with visual impairments, they have very good hearing skills and differentiation skills, and so on. We could use many examples. If persons have an impairment, like a visual impairment or hearing impairment, this is not disability, this is an impairment. Disability only occurs if the society does not include these people in all aspects of life. 20 years ago, the UN General Assembly adopted the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disability, which is a milestone, and a lot of things changed since then. The principles are very well defined there, but for instance, awareness has changed. Services have changed. There are many more services in education, in healthcare, in sports and leisure, and any others. So we made progress. Also, persons with disability are much more visible in the public, in TV, in daily life. So we really achieved progress. But there is a huge but on that. We still know that many things needs to be done. For instance, we know that persons with disability have a much lower life expectancy as compared with other groups. The policies to have inclusion strategies for persons with disability is down prioritized at the moment in many countries. We observe this. Funding of this is cut. Sometimes let me say, how people talk about this changes. So we must be very much aware and work that people still see that many things needs to be done. We need to have the understanding and to bring this really into our development also of professions. I'm a medical doctor from my background, and I know that my fellow doctors are not well trained in how to take care of persons with disability from the medical point of view. But in other professions, it's the same. It's with the lawyers, it's with many other professions and teachers. They are not trained in the specific approaches persons with disability need. And so I feel this is one of the challenges, to really bring this as a cross-sectional part in all levels of our society, not only isolated projects. And the second one, I think, is a challenge. We very much focus on sectors, a rehabilitation service, a kindergarten, or other things. We need to find a holistic approach, looking at the life perspective of a person with disability. It starts with the early intervention before kindergarten, during kindergarten, inclusive education, but professional training as well, related to the description of skills you need in a profession, and so on. So we really to think cross-sectional, but also in the lifetime approach. And this is still lacking. The World Health Organization took an initiative called Disability Health Equity Network. It will just be launched next week in Geneva. And what is the problem there? The problem is that we know that the health services for persons with disability is much less advanced than it's for others, leading to a lot of medical problems, for instance, in treating chronic conditions like diabetes, like cardiovascular disease, and also in cancer. The cancer care is much less developed for persons with disability. And what do we have to think about in this area? The one is accessibility to services. The second one is the financing of services. But for me, the most important one is the training of health professionals to know how to take care of a person with disability, how to treat, how to diagnose, and also how to respect the individual goals of a person with disability. And there, all around the world, we still have lots of deficits. So I think this is a very important initiative, and I'm part of it. And we really need to think about how can we make healthcare accessible, inclusive, but also especially effective for persons with disabilities.